What's good, my link me? Welcome back to another lovely, beautiful, sexy, amazing video with the equally lovely, equally beautiful, equally sexy, and equally amazing LiTTyENT. You already know what time it is. Now let's go. Now guys, we are back with another segment of the infamous album review, and today we're talking about none other than Santan Dave's second studio album, We Are All Alone in This Together. And I took the whole weekend to really sit with this album, contemplate it and pick it apart to make sure that I give you guys the most raw, pause, and honest review of this album. And honestly, if I had to use one word, I would just say phenomenal. I just have to put that out there. This album is phenomenal. But we're going to break the album down in much more detail. But you already know what you got to do. You just got to like, comment, subscribe to every time I drop a banger like this one. And hit that noti, because you ain't a nitty. So you can be the first to know when one of these videos comes out. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. As I just mentioned, this Dave album is absolutely top quality. The lyrics are top quality. The beats have been crafted perfectly. The craftsmanship of the entire album is just top notch. And it just shows that Dave has now reached a level of talent, or perhaps even is now comfortable showcasing a level of talent that almost seems unmatched by anybody else in the UK. I'm just going to say that. It is unmatched. There are, of course, a couple of standout tracks on the album that I want to talk about with you guys. So let's get into those first and foremost. We, of course, had the starting track called We're All Alone, and Dave has come in very strong with this starting song. He's using his usual flow of swag rap with some sentimental meanings hidden behind there. And I heard something about someone trying to cast Dave for a movie in there, or it sounded like, or maybe they wanted to use one of his songs for a movie in there. We couldn't really tell because they kept kind of blurting it out. But yeah, you started off strong with that first song. We then, of course, have Verdansk. And I have been personally waiting for this song to come out for so long. This song is, of course, the song that we've seen Dave and his friends singing in the car. And from that little snippet, I just knew it was going to be a damn banger, and it did not disappoint. It was, you know, the same Dave flow that we've seen quite previously, but the wordplay is so essential that it really makes up for him using that same recycled flow. And I like the bar about dropping YGs like Kaladi. I just think that's such a vibe. I don't know if YG's going to respond to that, but who knows? We might see Dave versus YG soon. Who knows? I don't know. Of course, we had Clash on there as well. And obviously, this is the lead single for the album, so we all heard this already, probably multiple times. And I was actually supposed to make a video about this when it came out, but I kind of forgot and got wrapped up in other things. So I'll just give my verdict on this song right now. You know, it's all right. It's nothing special. With the two people on the song, I did expect it to be way better and for the lyrics to be way better as well. But hey, it's not Dave's best song by any means, but it does its job of hyping up the album well. I'll say that much. So I can't really give it too much complaints. Of course, In the Fire was another dope one where we had multiple artists. It was basically like a freestyle cypher type of thing. We had Gigs on there, we had Fredo on there, we had Gets on there, and Meeks as well. And they were all spitting fire bars. I'm not gonna lie, they all realized they were on a Dave album and they had to go hard or go fucking home, mate. And they all showed up and showed out. I think Gigs had the weaker verse personally, but it wasn't weak to the point where you don't know what he's doing there. You know what I mean? It was just a bit underwhelming, slightly.
I mean, like, $100,000 for the cheapest ring on a nigga finger, little bitch.
At least in my opinion, anyway. You guys can agree or disagree. The System song with Wizkid was also another standout track, and I can just tell that Dave saw all that money from location and he said, yeah, there ain't no way this album is running without another Afrobeats tune. He probably wanted to call up Burna Boy. He probably wanted to do a location remix because of that location money. Maybe Burna Boy wasn't available. He was too busy cheating on Stefflon Don. And then Dave said, all right, cool. Let me get Wizkid. He seems to be on the same level in the realm of Africa. Let me get Wizkid. Yeah, this is another good song. I don't think it's one that I'm going to be coming back to a lot. And I also don't think it is as good as Location, personally, in my opinion. I already know the UK girls are going to rinse this one and it'll probably, be high up in the charts. So again, it does its job that it's supposed to do as a song. I'm telling you, Dave saw that location money, because the next two songs after this song are both in that similar Afrobeats realm. And Dave hasn't really explored that territory in the past. So I'm telling you, that the location money, that money runs deep.
You know what I mean? Like, 100,000 for the cheapest ring on a nigga finger, little bitch.
And of course, there were many more standout tunes. I could really talk about the whole album, but I won't get into all of them. But we had other standout tunes like Heart Attack, which was talking about knife crime. And he even went a cappella at the end of that, talking about the road life and how people glorify road life. And it was just really hitting hard for me. And then, of course, the final song, Survivor's Guilt. And I thought that was just a perfect way of Dave, wrapping up the album. And he was discussing how he fell in love with an Albanian girl, which I didn't even know that was the case. He even had a song called Both Sides of a Smile, which I'm not going to lie, it was about 7 minutes long. It was filled with wordplay from Dave, and it's kind of sounded like a GCSE drama piece, I'm not going to lie. That's literally what it sounded like, one of those ones that the teacher would come in and I can imagine them doing all the hand gestures and all the breathing and moving their arms left and right. You know what I'm talking about? Let me know in the comments if you know what I mean. But yeah, it sounded like that. But yeah, this album had a lot of good songs. The only, I guess, criticism that I would say about this album is that I don't feel it has as much replay value as Psychodrama did. And I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing for everyone, but it is for me, because I feel that replay value is a semi-key component to when you're judging an album in its entirety. In order for something to be considered really good, I need to want to come back to it. And there's just a few songs on here that I don't think I would come back to unless I broke up with my ex or something and I needed the motivation to get on my grind or something. You know what I mean? And it's not that I'm not coming back to them because they're not good. They're phenomenal, but they're just not phenomenal to want to come back to. I'm sure you guys get what I'm trying to say. There's good things, there's good movies that you just wouldn't want to watch again. There's just not as much vibes tunes on here than before, is what I'm trying to say. But again, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing really depends on what type of person you are, what you want from Dave as an artist, whether you go to his music for that replay value vibes tunes, or whether you like hearing all the dope lyrical stuff 24/7. And I think either way, it works, whatever you like is what you like. Me personally, I like a bit of both. And I think this album lent slightly into the more deep lyrical than it did into the vibes, whereas Psychodrama had it a bit more balanced out. But overall, I think this album is a brilliant showcase of Dave's talent and ability, and I think it's definitely worth another Mercury Prize Award, as well as another Brit Award for Best Album, but we will just have to wait and see how that pans out for him. But all I can say is that the future looks very bright for Dave, and there's nothing better to see than a young black brother out here changing the game. So all I can do is respect it, and I think I'll give this album an 8.5 out of 10 as my final verdict. But let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Do you agree with my final verdict of 8.5, or did you think this album was shit? You let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 600 subs. You already know what time it is. You can follow my IG at LiTTyENT__ for all your music scene updates. Follow me on my personal at the only LiTTyENT. If you care about what I do, I'm not making these bangers for you. I post updates on Twitter as well, so you might as well follow me on there, because what else are you doing with your life? Absolutely nothing, mate. Stay black. And if you're not black, stay whatever race you are. I bet. Peace.
Well, you ain't know I could sing.